Okay, hello there everyone. Welcome to my first guitar tutorial. As I said in my last video, I would be doing guitar tutorials now, and I thought what better song to start with than 505 by the Arctic Monkeys, which only has 2 chords in the entire song. Believe it or not, there's just 2 chords we're going to be going over today, and that will get you through the entire song from start to finish. And yeah, I think it's one of the best 2-chord songs out there that I've heard anyway, and it's a great song that slaps, so hopefully you'll have fun with it. And yeah, I won't be showing you the guitar licks that come in towards the end on the electric. I'll just be showing you the rhythm on the chords on acoustic today, but that sounds better on electric anyway, so you can go elsewhere for that. But we're just going to be going over the rhythm and some strumming patterns and a little thing that I do with some palm muting with the drum beat that I'll show you as we get into today's tutorial. So without further ado, first things first, just make sure that your guitar is in E standard tuning, which is basic standard tuning. So it's going to sound like this. Most of you will have it in that tuning anyway. It's the standard, like, universal tuning that everyone uses most of the time. So yeah, anyway, the first chord of the song is just going to be a D minor chord. I won't, like, you know, say all like the finger, the notes and the frets that you're putting your fingers on and the strings and all that. Various tabs you can just look up, which will show you that. So just going to be showing you the chords because, yeah, and at some point I may, but for now, I'm just going to go over the chords. So D minor, the first chord. Second chord is going to be an E minor. It's going to sound more full because you're playing the 6 strings in that chord, and but for the D minor, because you're playing the root note first, you're only playing starting from the D, the first 4 strings. And you'll use your thumb, as you can see, for me to mute this E and A string. If you can't mute your A string, because you'll just wrap your thumb around a bit more, you can definitely mute the E string. Just rest your thumb on the E string here, and then try and aim for this D. Try and aim for the D note, but if not, it doesn't matter if you play the A like this, like... See, it still sounds like a D minor chord. It's just the root note first is the A, so it's like an A over D minor. But it's like it still works. It's not like long to play an A, but if you can, preferably use your thumb to mute A string here, along with the E string, of course, that you just got, and then play from the D. E minor. So you got. If it's the same, I fly to a 45-minute drive. In my imagination, you're waiting, lying on your side, with your hands between your thighs. So that's pretty much it. It's like this. Those 2 chords going back and forth, that'll get you through the entire songs. Now, next thing I want to show you now that you have your chords, that get you through the entire song. So that's pretty much it. You can either play the whole song now, but I'm just going to show you some other things now. And the electric guitar that comes in at the end that plays the bar chords up here, the same chords in a bar format, in a different strumming pattern. I'll show you that now. It's in a specific strumming pattern that you do hear in the song. But first, before we get to that, what I like to do is, as you like, this song is a dynamic masterpiece. It slowly builds up, and the bass comes in. Like, I love how it builds up dynamically. This song, it really does build up to this crescendo towards the end of the song, which is my favorite part, and I assume it's most people's favorite. But what I like to do is when the drum beat comes in, so when you hear the snare beat, when you hear the snare drum, I like to like palm mute at the same time, so it's kind of like this. So I'll show you now. We'll go into that. So kind of like I was just thinking of the bass then. Like, when the bass comes in, it just sounds really good and really gets the song going then. But yeah, that's basically just like a strumming pattern that I like to do. And I palm mute when the snare drum comes in, because then it's like, if you're playing acoustic by yourself, you're like kind of like, the palm muting is kind of giving off that drum like snare effect. So it's almost like you're adding like your own kind of drum with the palm mute in a way, for the snare at least anyway. It's the snare drum, yeah. yeah, that's up to you. It's optional. You don't have to do that. Obviously, in the song, it doesn't go like that, but that's something you can improvise. I always say improvise and experiment with the songs that I show you in the tutorials, because then you can make it your own then, and you can feel more like catered to you in your own style. So that's the great thing about it. So yeah, just mess around with that. And then obviously, towards the end of the song now, the main different, when that guitar lick comes in, like on the electric, the rhythm guitar comes in, and that's just, I'm going to show you that finally before we finish here, because like I said, there's really barely anything to show for this song when it comes to the chords and rhythm anyway. So basically, you're going to be borrowing the 5th fret. It's the same chords. You're playing your D minor and E minor. It's like the same chords, but up here, but in a bar form. That's the only difference, in a bar format. So bar, basically on the 5th fret, and then play this like A minor shape, as you can see, like with these fingers here, with your middle ring and pinky finger, and then do that same shape. So you should get this. Doesn't matter if you can't play this. I don't always play this note. Sometimes I just play up to this note, like the B string. I don't always play the high E string. Sometimes I only play up to the B string, because up here, you know, it's a bit, requires a bit more pressure for that one. So it's up to you. As long as you're playing the first 5 strings, then that'll be just fine. Sometimes it might even sound better in some ways, but yeah. So you're just gonna bar, 5th fret, and it's just gonna be a D minor bar chord, basically a bar D minor chord. Of course, use your thumb, your index finger there to mute this E string. Don't play this E string. I should add, of course. Just so you're gonna play from the A string down. But of course, it's a D note, but you're playing from the A string. So it's, and same with the E. Same with the E minor. You're just playing the first 5 strings of the chord. First 5 strings. Don't play this E. And you could say, well, why not just go like that? Because that's an E. So I guess that could work, but I mean, it sounds better just to keep it consistent and play this E, play from the A here, the root note. So if you want, the easy way to play it first is like this. Just go like this. That's how like alternate strumming up and down, like the easy way to play it. But I think in the song, it's actually doing this. The strumming pattern is just downstrokes, I believe, and it's kind of going like this. So yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Again, you can do the first one, the alternate strumming, that's like easier. But I think in the song it is doing downstrokes, so that sounds more accurate to what I could hear from the song anyway, from like the electric guitar that's playing the bar chords up here. Just bar D minor to bar E minor. So yeah, it's up to you if you want, or entirely if you want. Other than that, you could just play the basic chords. The entire time as well. You could just not even worry about doing these chords up here and just basically do the same equivalents on these basic chords down here with the same like strumming pattern, like. So yeah, that's up to you. Just mess around with the experiment, do whatever you prefer, but like there is no hard and fast rule. You don't have to play along with the electric guitar because you're playing on acoustic. You can just keep playing the basic chords, so then you get a bit more depth and resonance because you're not barring it. So it's not going to be in a slightly higher voicing. It's going to be slightly more resonance to the chords down here. So that is up to you. But if you want to play faithful to the song, then you will play obviously bar chords here. Yeah, you'll do that as I just showed you because that's what the electric is playing, but it's really up to you, whatever is your personal preference, whatever you prefer, but I've showed you that now, so you can just, you know, basically make it your own style and play it in the way that you like the most and whatever you find most enjoyable to you and what resonates the most. So that's what's most important, of course. But yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. I try to fill in a lot of empty space here because again, it's like such an easy song. There's barely much to show. So I wanted to try and just go over everything, give you some other variations and possibilities and possible, you know, ways that you can play and make it your own style and all that. So yeah, that's 505, everyone. I hope you will have fun learning. Playing this song. It's really simple, like I said, just 2 chords, and yeah, any songs in particular that you want me to do a guitar tutorial for or piano tutorial for, I will, if it's within my wheelhouse, I will try to do it. I am rhythm player pretty much, so anything that's solo or, you know, lead, lots of solos and fast guitar licks, really not inside my wheelhouse, not really my style, but again, it just depends. I'll have to like see, but yeah, if not, I will see you, no preference either way, then I will see you in my next tutorial. Thanks for watching, everyone.